Taco Bell, do you love it or do you hate it? Well, my daughter loves it. She's a teenager and I pick her up from school every single day. Normally she asks 2 to 3 times a week. We go hit Taco Bell and of course I oblige. Personally, I try not to eat out. I don't touch the stuff if I can help it. It's not healthy. It's not part of my lifestyle. But for my daughter, we do it. So I take her through the drive-thru, right? We order our stuff. We pull up. I go to pay this young lady. And the lady looks at me and says, "How are you doing?" And I could tell she didn't really care about how I'm doing. What she really wanted to say, "How are you doing?" So I could ask her how she's doing because she had something to tell me. Sure enough, I was right. So I tell her, "I'm super good," like I normally do. And then she, after I say, "How are you doing?" she stops. She looks around and she looks at me. She goes, "I effing hate this place." Except she really said the F-bomb. And I was taken back. My daughter sitting next to me was like, pretending like she didn't hear it. She looked away. She acted like this wasn't even going on. And I don't know what to say at this point, right? She tells me she effing hates this place. What do you say to that? And I looked at her and I said, "Oh, man, I hope things get better." And then again, she stops. She looks around and she says, "It will. It'll be better when I get out of this place and it burns down." And I was like, oh, good Lord. I hope she doesn't handle our food and spit on it, right? This is my first thought. And I look at her, I'm like, what do I say to this? I say, well, just don't spit on our food is a joke. And she didn't think it was very funny. So flash forward a few days later, like my daughter's got me in this habit of going to Taco Bell and I'm by myself during breakfast time and I have a taste for it. So I hit Taco Bell and the menu doesn't have any breakfast items on it. It's pretty early. So I ask him, I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have only breakfast or can I get anything on the menu?" He said, "Yeah, it's only breakfast." I go, "What? I don't know what you guys have for breakfast. What do you have?" And he listed about 13 items in 3.2 seconds. He just went down the list as fast as he could. I caught none of it. So I said, "Hey, just give me 3 random things. I don't care. Put 3 things on there. I'll take it." And he's like, "Okay, no problem." I pull up and I go to pay him. He goes, "Sir, you are going to love what I picked you. It's all super tasty." And I was like, "All right, sounds good, man. I like Taco Bell. I'm sure I'll like it." He goes, No, you don't understand. Everything that Taco Bell comes out with is outstanding. I love it here." And I was really taken back because the same lady that had such a negative attitude about this place worked in the same place, having the same job, probably the same coworkers, handling the same food, dealing with the same people like me. 2 different people doing the exact same thing had totally different attitudes about it. And I started thinking, I was like, man, if I had some sort of staffing position for this guy, I would steal him from Taco Bell. He's probably one of the best employees I've ran into recently. And if I had a job to offer him, man, I would pay him double what he's working at Taco Bell because I know what he would present to our clients or whatever he's selling, he would do it in a positive way. So positivity goes such a long way. Everybody wants to be like a YouTuber like this. They want to be an influencer. The people you influence aren't necessarily online. They're day-to-day interactions. Like, look at this guy. I don't even know this gentleman's name, and I'm telling you about him. Everybody that goes through that drive-thru, he's influencing in a positive way. You can do the exact same thing, and it's just your attitude change. It's not how much money you have with the clothes you're wearing, but people notice your attitude. First impressions are lasting impressions. So I encourage you, bring a positive attitude wherever you go. Even if you're in a crummy mood, turn it on for other people. That's what they're going to remember. Because you know what? If you offer them the opposite, the negative, like that young lady, I'm forever going to remember her as well. Keep moving forward.